Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode, we've got another Spec Miata in the shop. We're going to be getting this thing repaired, so stay tuned. Alright, so we've got this thing up on the frame machine. We're going to be setting it up on the clamps and getting this front end taken apart.
Keep all your game, highs and lows, highs and lows. It's all the same, highs and lows, highs and lows. Keep all your game, highs and lows, highs and lows.
It's always interesting when we take these cars apart to see if there's any hidden damage that I may have missed when we wrote the initial estimate, because it's hard to see all the damage when all the parts are on the car.
It's all the same, highs and lows, highs and lows.
Alright, so I've got this front end taken apart. I might have to pull this radiator out, but at this point I'm going to leave it in. I didn't really see any damage that I didn't see before, but I did see that it's actually a little worse than I thought it was. See that kink in there? That frame rail is pretty kinked up. All I saw was the rise here, this little bulge, which I thought wasn't going to be that big of a deal. It's still not going to be that bad, I don't think, to get that out. I've got something for that. We've got this Chief Easy Liner. We're going to grab a hold of this, get an initial pull done on it, get it pulled out, and then we'll take some measurements on this thing. So I want to replace the left frame rail end on this thing, and I think I have some pieces outside. Let's have a look. Alright, so yeah, I have a frame rail end here, I have a frame rail end here, and I think I have an apron around here somewhere. So let's get this stuff in the shop, get it cut apart, and get it welded on the front of the car. Alright, so this frame rail has seen better days. This heavy metal here is all bent up. Still has the big kink in it. We were able to get the length that we needed with this on there, but as you can see, everything's just really in bad shape. We could have cut it open and probably made it work, but since we were cutting it open anyways, we had a frame rail sitting outside, a partial frame rail that we could use, so we opted to put just this end piece on. So we cut this portion off, we welded it all on the inside there. We also had a piece of an apron, so we put a partial apron in this, which in the end product will be much nicer the way we did it. So this is all welded in, so the next step is to start getting this core support set up in here, get everything measured out, get everything fitted on the car, and then we can start welding the core support on. Alright, so we've got the end of the frame rail welded on, but the core support is just held in with some screws and some clamps. Got all the parts test fit on the car, everything measured out, all the gaps look good. So we're going to pull these parts back off the car and get this core support welded in. Alright, so we got this core support welded on. Whoa! That's still hot. Don't ever touch anything that's just freshly welded. Yeah, that was dumb. Anyways, we got everything welded up, and what we have to do next is just get the welds cleaned up, and then we can get this thing prepped for basically getting it cut in. Alright, so we've got our parts set up in the booth, and we've got our front end all sanded and taped up and ready to start spraying also. So we're going to start off by putting on one coat of sealer, followed by the underhood color. All right, so we've got this thing sprayed. We're gonna let it dry overnight. We'll come back in the morning, get this thing put all back together, and get it delivered back to OPM. Almost forgot. We got to get this right quarter panel repaired. So let's get on that now. All right, so we've got the filler work done. So now we can get this thing taped up and get some primer sprayed on it. Once the primer dries, we'll get the car off the frame machine and get it loaded on the trailer. All right, so we've got this thing all finished up. All the parts are on. All the gaps look good. Got this thing loaded on the trailer. Let's check it out under the hood here. New core supports in. Everything's all painted. Looks really good. Frame rail extension's been put on over here. Yeah, looks really good. So, as you can tell, there's no latch on this hood, and the race team wants to put the hood pins in. So that being the case, we went ahead and loaded this car on the trailer backwards. That way there's less of a chance of the hood flying up when I take it to the race shop. So let's get this thing over to the race shop. All right, so we're over here at OPM. Let's get this thing unloaded off the trailer so they can get all the mechanical stuff done to it, and they can also get it wrapped.
They told me all you needed was masks and gloves to go to the grocery store. They lied. Everybody else had clothes on.
All right, so that's going to be about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and clicking on the bell icon. That way you won't miss any future content. If you have any thoughts or questions, leave it in the comment section down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya!